Hey guys, in this video we're going to be checking out the NECA Toys Aliens, the Mantis alien with chest burster. Like with the others, Mantis gets a included comic book, just a little small section to a much larger comic book. This one says Mantis Alien Swarm. It is number 10 of the series of comics, little mini comics that you get with the Kenner-inspired NECA releases. Artwork is, on average for the kind of comics that they had back in the day. It can be continued on to issue number 11. It comes included with one of the figures. So we'll just put that to the side. One of the other things that comes included with the Mantis alien is this pretty cool chest burster. This chest burster is no different than the face hugger in the sense that we've gotten these before. Never in this color though, and the color is so cool. I love this lime green color, and then the very dark black that makes up the dome as well as the rest of the tail of the chest burster. There's a little bit of silver there they painted in as well. They didn't overlook that. It does have a wire frame, so you can move it around and manipulate it if you wish. Stunning little side accessory for an already stunning larger piece. Let's have a look at the Mantis alien. We'll just put the chest burster down there for a second. All right, so having a look at the Mantis alien, what a glorious looking figure. Generally, I'm not a big fan of translucent plastic, which in the case of Mantis here, makes up pretty much all his entire body. His head right down to his legs are all translucent green. And then what they've done then is painted over top of the existing green in some really nice gunmetal silvers and grays and blacks. A little bit of brown here as well, also on the spike portion of its, I guess, thorax. But it's such a good looking figure. The head is a very big departure. In fact, really all the NECA Kenner themed figures are a big departure from a regular xenomorph. I like how this one has these gold teeth. Really adds just a little extra element to it. The mouth does open, and you have the interior small mouth inside as well. If this was solely this translucent plastic, I don't know if I would like it as much. But I tell you, incorporating a paint over top of that plastic really brings a lot of these cool details to the forefront here. And then even the areas in between the areas of its bone on its forehead, you've got this dark color in there as well. A lot of that really pops. Again, like if you were going to do this in solely translucent green and you didn't add any of this extra paint, I think it wouldn't have had as much pizzazz to it. It comes across like a large figure. It's actually not that large of a figure, because if you compare it to, say, for example, Gorilla that we just already had a look at, it's basically got the same components. It's got the same legs, slightly retooled on the lower portion of the legs, but the legs are roughly about the same. The Mantis, of course, just has a much broader foot. The arms are roughly about the same length, as well as the torso. It just so happens that by making his arms as long as they are, it just makes Mantis look like it's so much of a bigger figure when it really actually isn't. Just put him to the side here. Yes, what goes for Mantis goes a long way are these really long arms. And the arms don't necessarily go to like a claw or a hand, I should say. Instead, it seems to go more to like these kind of talons or these little hooked hands that you can imagine does some serious damage to whatever the Mantis is fighting. There looks like there is a hinge to these, but I can't seem to get these to move. They do rotate, but I can't get the hinge to actually work. It seems like there's a lot of paint that's been added to just like this part right here. Forcing, I know, is going to cause so much more damage to it than what I would hope. But yeah, moving these are very difficult. I can rotate them, but I can't seem to hinge them back and forth. I love the spikes, though, on the hands. Again, brought very well to the forefront by this silver and the black here. Super, super cool. It has such a commanding presence because it has the longer arms. If you just straighten the figure up, you know, and then if you kind of exclude the legs and exclude again the arms, there's really not much different to the Mantis that isn't already present on the Xenomorph. I love also these additional tubing that runs around to the top here. It looks like old 80s shoulder pads. Like as well as some additional brown, kind of a rusty brown that's been added on the lower torso. Again, the upper torso has a lot of that glorious silver. It's a great looking figure. The only downside to the figure is something that's fairly common on Xenomorphs as a whole, is the knees. Because the knees always, well, depending on how you pose them, you're likely going to be posing the figure with his knees bent. At the beginning of this review, I had the arms up, and you can accomplish that fairly easy, but longevity to having the legs always bent, the knees may potentially become very loose. So far they're okay, but a lot of people have favored more to having the arms down, as kind of like supports to kind of keep everything else of the Mantis upright. You know, by having the arms down, it really does take a lot of the load off the legs, that it balances off the whole rest of the weight. The arms seem to do a better job of being stable and a little more durable than the knees. The knees, I'm sure over time, will get a little progressively loose, but displaying it even like this actually doesn't look all that bad. I would really love to have it like a true Mantis with the arms bent, but I know over the course of the time, the knees are going to get a little loose. And in fact, they are starting to get just a little bit loose now. You can get it again to about this. Over a course period of time, though, the knees may get a little loose on you, though. When it comes to its posability, the Mantis does have a very nice ball joint, up and down motion and rotation back and forth. It's basically all the same on a regular Xenomorph figure. Hinges on the arms, they move out. You've got that double bend in the elbow. You also have, which is nice, a hinge here on the actual claw portions of the Xenomorph. And you've also got a hinge here. So you've got a hinge, and two hinges here in the elbow. This, again, doesn't really... I'm going to have to probably heat this up. Oh, there we go. There we go. You can get it to bend. I just was worried that this was going to break off on me. The upper torso does have a ball joint. The lower torso doesn't have anything, but a forward and back motion on the legs. You can split the legs out. I've already started noticing like this knee here is starting to get a little bit loose on me. But it has a double hinge on the knee, a hinge there and a hinge there. A hinge at the ankle portion. And then you've got a ball joint in the feet. And the feet look really cool as well. There's a little hole on the underside that you could essentially attach it to a peg if you have a peg available. Or I should say a display stand available. A very nice looking figure. It's going to eventually probably be the victim of loose joints. You know, you can compensate it by having the arms down to just kind of offset some of that weight so you're not putting so much on the knees themselves. As it stands though, if you have tight enough joints, you can still get pretty cool poses out of him without having to favor having the arms always flat to a surface. The Mantis is a glorious looking figure. Love the translucent plastic, which normally I wouldn't be all that keen about, but again, adding all that additional paint to it really makes this figure shine. Today we're checking out this was the Aliens line, the Kenner themed Aliens line from NECA Toys, and today we're checking out the Mantis Alien. Also with as well, a chest burster right there. Can't forget that. If you guys like what you saw in this video and haven't had a chance to subscribe to this channel, what are you waiting for? Click that subscribe button down below this video. Subscribe to this channel and you're good to go. If you're also a fan of NECA Toys, there's tons of playlists on this channel as well. And I've also categorized them too by like Aliens, Predators, or just NECA as a whole. So if there's maybe a video that you haven't had a chance to check out, or if maybe there's a figure that you wanted me to review, there might be a good chance that I've already reviewed it. So you can go over and check out those playlists and look at the videos that, you know, of something that you're interested in. As always, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.